This week on Americana Outdoors, we're sharing our love of all things crappie fishing. Whether you're an angler who loves drowning minnows while catching up with old buddies, or a guy who prefers fishing a jig beneath a boat, we've got it all for you on today's show. And speaking of jigs, we'll also be introducing you to a brand new bait and tackle company, 1Standard, that has developed a system of products that will allow you to crappie fish not just a few months out of the year, but all year long.
I've loved crappie fishing ever since I was a little kid. I mean, my dad, my uncles, our entire family really enjoyed to go crappie fishing. So it's a passion. It's something I've done since I was, knee high, and it's just something I always look forward to going and doing. And when you get on a great crappie fishing trip, it's very laid back, very enjoyable.
All right, let's see some minnows in action. We're joining Wade Middleton with his good friends Jim Benkin and Chase Hucks when they went out on their very first crappie fishing trip.
So tell us crappie secrets. I mean, do you let it go down to the bottom? I've heard things that don't ever let it go past them, keep it above them and bring it up. Is there any truth to that, or is that all just magazine stuff?
I mean, what I've figured out, crappie always look up whenever they're eating. They never really follow baits down.
Okay.
I like to keep the baits above the brush piles, because if they're sitting in the brush pile, they're constantly looking up.
And I agree with like what Chase is saying, how they look up. So I put my weight on the bottom.
Yeah.
So my bait is above.
Okay.
Everything like that.
Makes total sense, yeah.
That's how I was shown by my dad and my family, my uncle, and that's just kind of the way I crappie fish.
That's the cool thing about pan fishing. That's something you did with your grandpa. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Your dad, your grandpa. Boy, I can see mine plain as day. Here comes one. Here comes one. You got him? Oh, I see him coming up. That is cool, man. That is as cool as it gets, man. Can see him coming up.
Oh, buddy.
It's amazing how much this shows you how alive a lake is.
Yes. How bad we really are.
I mean, we're fishing with live bait, and I can't believe how often fish come up to it and don't eat it,
Yeah.
I mean, you can see them on there.
I don't know how we crappie fished before. I mean, I know what we did. We'd pull up to a tree or a brush pile that we thought was there, or a marker buoy. We'd drop it down, we'd reel up one crank. If they didn't bite it the first crank, we'd reel it up two cranks. They didn't bite it the third crank, we'd reel up three cranks. But we had no idea really, truly what was below us. Now with live scope, we know how many fish are there. We know what those fish are doing. We know how they're reacting when we're fishing. You can see everything go down. You can watch your line, you can watch your hook. You can watch them react to it, big and small. You can see different species come across and tell what they are. It is, people call it video game fishing. I don't really think that does it justice. I think it's just fishing on steroids that brings everybody together, because when you see a brush pile and you see life down there and you see action down there, you know you're gonna get a bite.
Chase has got one, there you go.
Fish on! Hey, you took that by cue.
You can literally
like
see
that.
right when a school of shad swam by the tree, he caught that fish. I mean, it's crazy.
I like that. I guess I have to move though. I kind of like my workbench. I'll open it up for you. Nicely done, sir. Appreciate that. That one lit it up. He bit it. Come here, spit my minnow up. Yipper.
Where was Wade at, Chase? Okay. Oh man, again? Really?
He thumping pretty good.
You dogs. Gonna make it? Yeah. Oh, wait.
He's not
Wait.
gonna make it.
Triple! Finally, Jim comes through.
We'll hold it up, take a picture for you.
Woohoo!
Attaboy, Jim. Well, that's what crappie fishing, the fun part of to me, crappie fishing. Of course, the eating part's really good.
The eating part is my favorite.
Good time, appreciate it. It's always fun to go.
Thank you.
Pretty good. Look at his tail. Oh, it's
Beautiful fish.
like it. Still not as big as one Chase caught. This showed his elders no respect.
We had a great morning today on Choke Canyon Reservoir. I got to fish with two really good friends, Chase Hucks and Wade Middleton.
I've fished with Jim many times. Wade, this is the first trip I've had with Wade. Everybody felt relaxed. Everybody, was friendly out on the boat. We jab at each other a little bit, but it's all fun and games.
At the end of the day, the memories and the good hook sets and the ones that got away, getting hung in a few places, watching Jim break some things, man, just makes for a great trip.
We'll return to the water in just a moment, but in the meantime, take this opportunity to subscribe to our Americana Outdoors YouTube channel.
Crappie fishing is one of those styles of fishing that really appeals to anybody. You know, you've got high-end tournament fishing all the way down to retirees sitting on a dock somewhere drowning minnows, first kids out, guys, you know, fishing with jigs, whatever it may be. It's a very fun fish to, you know, get bites on. They're you know, light bites sometimes they're hard. You can catch them on minnows, catch them on jigs. Guys will fish around brush piles. You can catch them around grass at different times, or, you know, reeds when they're up spawning, you know, deep, shallow. Crappie just live in so many different depths depending on the time of the year.
Here we go. Oh no, yes, yes, yes,
Oh, yeah,
yes.
he's on there.
Yeah,
look at that one.
Woo.
There we go.
Yes, Middleton. I knew there was a reason we brought you.
I'll start strong. And then
Love
fade,
it.
maybe. That is so fun. There's nothing better than that thump.
This is how fishing ought to be. 3 buddies hanging out, catching them like that, like that. Oh God.
Be another good one.
Oh,
Oh,
man,
oh
look at
my
that one.
goodness.
That's a
Oh, sorry,
dandy
Wade.
right there. Well, that's a good one, Jim.
I talk the smack and I back it up.
But you delivered that time.
That time.
Oh, I'm jinxed now. Probably won't get another bite.
The best thing about this kind of fishing for us is it's pretty simple. You've got 2 options. You're gonna take a minnow, we'll put them in our Angle live bait coolers. We're gonna use braided line for our main line with a leader, 6, 8, 10 pound fluorocarbon. In my case, I like Sunline Sniper. We get right over those brush piles and then we just kind of pitch it out in front of them. And when you're pitching out in front of brush piles with live scope, everything looks alive when you're around the right brush pile.
I got a good one. I'm calling this a good one.
You're calling it ahead of time. Good one.
Gasper
Good
Goo,
one.
Here,
freshwater
film this
drum.
one. Don't film that one. Look, this is the more important one here.
Oh
There you go.
God, stop. Yeah, but mine weighs more. But you know what? We had fun on both of them.
Yeah, we did.
Got to watch them eat it. A little live scope action. Woo! Gotta love it. We'll put him out there.
Oh, I'll put mine in the cooler.
Yeah, you put yours in the cooler. You put yours in the important place.
That's one big fish down there.
Uh-oh. Speaking of that,
You can see him coming up. It's
Yeah,
pretty good.
it's-
one.
you look
Whatever
at that
caught,
screen,
You can
yeah.
watch it coming up.
yeah, I hope it's crappie.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
That's a crappie. It's a 2.5 pound.
Oh, it
Holy
is.
cow! Look at
God,
the size
man.
of that thing. Holy cow, Jim! That's a giant.
God,
Wow.
That's
Oh.
a good one.
gotta like that. Oh, my tummy likes that. Ooh.
That's a giant. He's caught 2.
I can't believe how excited I get. This is way better than bass fishing. I'm
If
telling
you don't get excited,
This
doing
is
this,
way better
something's
than bass
wrong.
fishing. Look, I've got $70 invested in my rod and reel,
Yeah, you got my jerk.
a hook, and a split shot. I'm a poor charity worker. I have no money.
Poor charity.
I get invited fishing and get to take fish home. Doesn't get any better.
Whoever just threw in had one just come up and eat it. You just pulled your bait. Who just pulled their bait up? That was you then. Oh, y'all are side by side right now, about 5 feet apart. Good fish, coming up. Nice one. Oh, that's a good one. There's a gar after it, or something, or a bass.
Yeah, bass probably.
Yeah, there's a bass. You could tell that was a much bigger one.
Jim, what do you have going on here? Stop moving. Stop moving. I don't know. You gotta.
And on that high note, that's a wrap on our day of crappie fishing.
I mean, I'm 62 years old, man. That's what life's all about anymore, man. Time with friends. I'm not competitive anymore. Well, the TV show may show differently, but I'm normally not very competitive anymore. I just love laughing and having a good time, and I think the show's going to show that. We had a good time out there. We cut up, we laughed. To me, that's what life's all about.
As you can see, it doesn't take much to have a successful crappie trip. Grab your minnows, grab your favorite fishing line, utilize Garmin Live Scope, and above all, take your best buddies along and have the time of your lives. We'll return to the water in just a moment, but in the meantime, take this opportunity to subscribe to our Americana Outdoors YouTube channel. Let's face it, we all have one standard for ourselves and one main goal in mind when we hit the water, and that's to fish better. Whether we're chasing crappies in the early spring months or enjoying a gorgeous fall day, we all want to catch more fish. Today, we're joined by a familiar face in the pro fishing world who's here to share why you want 1Standard products in your boat the next time you hit the water.
Everybody knows the easiest time to catch a crappie is around the spawn, you know, whether that's March or April, trickles into May, whatever it might be, a small window there. Well, with 1Standard, we've got a system together that's going to allow you to focus on catching crappie those other 9 or 10 months, depending on where you are in the country. We're going to have a system to fish boat docks from ahead with the bait design where you can actually get back in there where those fish are just resting or maybe even they're feeding them. We're going to have a system to where you can fish suspended fish with Garmin live scope. Then we're going to have one for around brush. You know, we've got a stacker system to where you're going to be able to catch multiple fish in open water or around brush. But what it's going to do is just allow you to be able to capitalize on the entire year, spend more time on the water, and just catch more crappie as a whole.
Let's get started with 1Standard's dock shooter jig head.
So here's a common problem with dock shooting today. As you can see right here, you shoot your bait in there and it shoots down, doesn't stay up on your barb, wears out. So what we've done here at 1Standard with this dock shooting head, as you can see here, we have put a screw lock keeper on there in our system with the minnow 1 to where it's not going to have that anymore. All you're going to do to rig this thing up is take it, thread it onto your minnow 1, and then go back, and as you get it right about there, you're going to start just screwing it on there. Get a little bit of pressure and point towards the head, and that's going to just allow it to thread right up on the bait. And when you're done, right there is the end product. It just lays on there nice and neat. It's not going to come off there. It's on there to stay. And you can really utilize it, catch a lot of fish, and not waste any cast back underneath the boat dock from shooting it in there. So see, you've never been able to catch that crappie without shooting it in there like that. You know, that's a nice one. That's a really nice crappie. You can see there, it hooked him great. You know, it come back out here about the eyeball, you know, and that's something that I really like in dock shooting is you got to have a really good hook setup, because the fact that he's back in there and everything, you can't really horse him out like you traditionally would. You got to kind of walk him out of there nice and easy. The hookup ratio with this head is really, really great in that situation. That's a nice one. Look how this fish right here got hooked. I mean, this is what you're shooting for right there. How good it's in there, and I mean, it hooks them too. That's what this dock shooter head allows you to do. You don't have to get over aggressive with the fish. It's just going to do the job for you.
Next up, we have the 1Standard bait jig head.
Now everybody has the most popular jig head out there is just a standard ball head jig. You know, well here at 1Standard, we took the ball head jig and revamped it, what we're going to call a bait head. You know, this thing has really kind of evolved with several of us guys taking it and making it more of a high-speed head than just your traditional ball. The way we did that is made it a little bit tapered. You can see here, it's got more of a bullet style head that's going to allow us to have a bigger eye in it. It's got a premium black nickel sickle style hook in it. And one thing we did is took the keeper system here and actually made it longer to where you're going to get more of your minnow 1 up on there to where it's going to have more of a bite back in the bait. We felt like that was too short on a lot of heads to where it pulled out of the bait instantly. Just something that we took, made a variety of different colors, something for everybody, and just revamped it to where we feel like it keels really good, it casts great, it looks great, and then it allows it to just have a better hookup ratio because it's not as fat like a standard ball head jig when it comes to a crappie's mouth.
Let's join Jeremy on the water over some brush piles and see the bait head in action.
Now there's a nice one right there. This is the minnow 1 from 1Standard. You can see there, I mean, that's eating it right there, you know. The better off that you are with the way that that fish eats the bait, the more convincing it is to me that he really liked it. You know, when you got to dig it out of there, you know, that's a good sign. But you can see here that the bait itself, it's got a minnow profile, but we put a lot of emphasis on tail action, and then it's got a vertical tail, you know, more like an actual fish rather than a horizontal tail that maybe a lot of companies use. You know, it just seems like to me we've got a lot of action and it's a little different, and definitely trick that one. This is a nice crappie anywhere in the country. Just a nice 10-inch little female crappie. She's fat, just a great specimen. 1Standard's wanting to make a situational package, so to speak, to where you can catch crappie like this all year through a program of a half a dozen different style baits with different components in order to kind of have a complete system that's going to be able to work for you all year long and catch crappie like that one.
We'll return to the water in just a moment, but in the meantime, take this opportunity to subscribe to our Americana Outdoors YouTube channel.
All right, a head I'm really excited about is the stacker head. You know, this has been an issue in the crappie world ever since I've been using 2 jigs, is trying to tie 2 of them on and get it right every time. The stacker head's gonna allow you to do that just perfectly. You know, you can see here, it's got a nice 3D eye, black nickel, sickle style hook, super sharp, but it's got 2 line ties on it. This is gonna be your top jig in your 2-piece setup. So right here is one I've got rigged up. And what it is you can see just what that is right there. It's a double tie with your bait head right down here at the bottom, which is gonna be your second jig. And that's gonna allow you to have 2 jigs on at the same time and then not have to worry about it laying on its side, not laying completely horizontal. You can see right there, not even in the water, it is laying 110% completely horizontal. Your hookup ratio is gonna be better. You're not gonna have any line twist. I like to put a little bit heavier one down here on the bottom and then turn around and have a lighter one on top. So I've got an 1/8 ounce bait head here on the bottom, and then I've got a 1/16 ounce stacker head on the top. And that just allows me to use 2 jigs at the same time, have 2 different kinds of heads, and then let the crappie tell me what they want as far as having my minnow 1 on there in different colors. It's just a really unique system that's gonna fix the problem of throwing 2 jigs and having a weak spot in your 2 jig system. There he is. Oh, this feels like a big one. I mean, a good one. Oh, looky here. Now this is unique. This is what it's all designed for. Look here. Oh, don't break my line. Man, now that is a good one right there. Look at that, we got a pair of them on there. I mean, that's what we wanted to do. You know, that's the whole concept behind the stacker head, using the bait head as well. And we got 2 really nice crappie right there at the same time. You know, people's done that for years, but now it's just easier to do with the 1Standard system and the stacker head mixed in with the bait head right there.
And now, our final new 1Standard jig to introduce you to is the Minnow 4 hair jig. Take it away, Jeremy.
Something that really jumps out at me is the way that the hair just blends with this fish lifelike design. It's got the same keel system with the fin on top, and then you've got your line tie tucked into that with a 3D eye. Really keels great, but we often it in a hair and mylar combination. It's got a tinsel chenille body and then dressed up with a marabou tail with some additional pieces of mylar in it to match. We've came up with several great combination of colors that are really gonna be nice. It's gonna be a great addition to a way to take a standard ball head jig that we all are so comfortable with over the years and make it a lot more high speed, a lot more efficient, fancier, of a better hookup ratio. We've dressed it up with a black nickel sickle style hook. It's just a revamped way of the traditional marabou hair jig.
Now that we've met the Minnow 4 hair jig, let's see it in action.
This fish here absolutely choked it. And I mean, that's a good crappie right there. I mean, when you look inside there, all you can see is the Minnow 4. We've been sitting here fishing with these fish. We've used a couple different components. We used the Minnow 1. We switched to the hair jig, and we probably caught the biggest one that we've caught sitting here. And I think one thing a crappie fisherman needs to do is not get tuned in to just throwing the same bait, you know. Keep mixing it up, keep the school fired up, and through the process of the 4, 5, 6 baits that you're gonna have in this package, you're gonna be able to do that at one time.
You've met some great new jig heads today, but the bait that goes on them is equally important. The new Minnow 1 from 1Standard is the ultimate minnow bait to go along with these jig heads. The Minnow 1 features a realistic minnow profile with fish scale patterns on the body, a straight nose, and a round body for easy rigging on any jig head design. It also has a vertical tail for a realistic bait fish profile, which is very rare in today's soft baits. The tail design features an action hinge that makes the tail fins open and close with the smallest twitch. This unique tail design also allows the bait to have 2 colors on the tail. Finally, on the underside of the tail are precision motion slots that provide the whole tail with more action. All those features combined with the best colors give you the ultimate minnow bait. So Jeremy, what do you love about crappie fishing?
Man, I tell you what, I'm eat plumb smooth up with it. You know, I'm always out on the road bass fishing, and I love that. And it's a great way to make a living, and I wouldn't change it for nothing. But when I'm home off the road, I'm trying to catch these daggum crappie. You know, it's just a passion, great way to spend some good time together and then get some good fish to eat and just absolutely have a great time.
Thanks for showing us all the impressive new jigs we can look forward to casting with 1Standard products in our boats this season, Jeremy. If you liked what you saw on the show today, head on over to 1standardfishing.com to add this kit to your collection, and then get out on the water and have fun catching crappie. Hey, thank you for watching, and join us again next week on a new episode of Americana Outdoors. Americana Outdoors is a Careco TV production.